Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys I'm gonna review a Slizer combiner. So in fact not an official one because I've already reviewed all the official combiners models, so Ultra Rex, Robotops and Dynamo yesterday. So now I'm gonna review an unofficial one, excuse me, because in fact it was a winner of build your robo leaders. Excuse me, guys. Build your robots contest. So a contest held by Lego, I guess, in 1999 or in the year 2000. And well, this mark was the winner, at least part of the 25 winners. And it was, of course, made by a kid. I guess it was well, she's called Bethany Heck. She is an American, and I guess at this time she was kind of like between 8 and she was between 8 and 12 years old girl, I guess. So in fact, all credits goes to her for this creation. And well, I'm reviewing this combiner because the instruction for these combiners appeared in, I guess, a Lego magazine. So I decided why not to build this guy, to build this mock, in fact, and to conclude my review of the Slizer Throwbots storyline, because I've already reviewed everything I had to review apart from a complete disc collection. But that's another story. So I'm gonna begin right now with the body. So yes, if you want to build Mag, because this is the name of this mock, you will need ice, city, energy, work, and jungle. So 5 robots, all those 5 guys. So first of all, we're gonna take the body frame of energy, so the dark gray one. Then put this famous part with the little gears and the budget at the top. Some purple connector from energy, the head from ice, and the visor from city. Then we're gonna link some wings, which are of course Slizer lift arm, excuse me, from energy, and of course some little gears at the middle. Gonna link this right there. So now you can't really turn, but excuse me, I'm gonna, yeah, kind of like that, of course, little gimmick. Then we're gonna link the legs, which are made of some connectors and some, well, in fact, yes, it's connectors, Slizer leg, then another connector, a T-shaped part in tan, as you can see right there, and finally a Slizer's head used as feet, this time with the work visor, the works visor, and also notice the use of an axle of 4 instead of an axle of 2, so I don't really know why. But I'm not gonna be really, I'm not gonna criticize this mug, because I mean it's made by a kid, so there is no goal of criticizing some mugs made by a kid. So it's totally pointless. I'm just gonna in fact show you how to build this guy and do a little sum up at the end. But I'm not gonna be harsh or anything like that, because in fact it's a pretty good mug. The second leg, so the the left one, excuse me, with this time an ice visor, you can see right there, and also a little jungle antenna, which is a nice detail, like that. And well, we are nearly done, because now I'm gonna link the left arm, which is a throwing disc arm, of course, the energy, the work one, because it's in dark gray, and some shoulder, Slizer shoulder part from ice. Then it's gonna be in fact all the left. So I guess it's a white arm from ice, because you find the ski stick and stuff like that. So nothing really different from the original arm of ice, the original ice's arm. And finally, we're gonna put another throwing arm disc, this time from city, with a shoulder pad from energy. I'm gonna put this here, and I guess we are done with Mac, at least the construction. So I'm just gonna do a little tournament of this combiner model, which is also a mod, but of course because it's used mostly, well, it's used in fact just Slizer set, so of course it doesn't really use any external parts and stuff like that, so it can be considered as a combiner model. And here we go. So now for that question, so you got 2 ball jumps for the legs, which allow a pretty wide range of movement, as you can see. Then of course you got the little gimmick with which made the wings move up and down. Then you got you got this type. You got one ball joint per throwing disc arm. In fact, so one end. Of course, we can put this part in three different directions, like that, for example. Then you got the second arm, which this time is made with a slicer arm. So this means two ball joints plus a connector, of course, stuff like that, and one ball joint for the head. So you can move it down, up, and on the side, pretty without any big problems. And I think that's all. So now I'm gonna do quickly a little sum up on of Hiker mic. It's gonna be pretty quick, of course. So the color scheme I think is pretty decent because most of the colors share the same type of shades. This means, for example, the purple is really a color which is kind of not really the same, but kind of the same as the blue. The blue is quite the same shade as the teal green, which is the same shade as the dark gray. So in fact, all the colors mix pretty well, except for the white and the tan color, I think. So yeah, the white and tan color are kind of out of place. But seriously, again, it's a mark made by a kid, and I think it's even with the white and tan colors, it's still a pretty good color scheme, a pretty decent one. There is no real big problems or color which just don't feel white. I think. So color scheme is okay. It's okay, pretty decent. Then you got the construction, which is quite interesting also because, well, it used some this type of frame. It combines with some wings like that, stuff like that. So the construction is not that complex, of course, because it's made mainly of Slizer's part and stuff like that. But it's okay again. It's pretty okay, and it's a good sum up of all Slizer's. Of a Slizer's build technique, I think, because it used most of the parts, and so that brings us to the part selection, which I think is again pretty okay because, well, it used most of the generic parts from the Slizer storyline. So this means the connectors, the arms, the legs, stuff like that, but also some specific parts like the ski stick or the little antenna. And I am really a big fan of the Jungle's antenna. I think it looked great on the original model, and I think it still looks great on this combiner model. So in fact, the color scheme, the part selection, the builds are really interesting. The same goes for the articulations, which are really decent. We can really make him work, for example, like that, and it will not fall off. So it looks pretty good. And finally, well, the design is also pretty great. So because, well, you know that this type of frame is mostly used by four-legged Slizers, so for example, Walk and Energy. And Judge was the first one, and also the only one, to use this type of body frame, but on a two-legged guy, because, well, Judge just got two legs. He doesn't really got four legs, unlike Energy and Walk. And what this combiners is the second way, in fact, to use this type of frame, but with just two legs. So first of all, I think it's pretty original. And second, it still uses some interesting. It still uses some interesting techniques from the other Slizers. It's really a good sum up, a good mix of all the Slizers models. So, well, you got the use of this type of frame, but it's a two-legged guy. The use of Slizer head as feet, the little wings, the fact that he's got two launchers, kind of like Judge, Millennium, and Blaster, but this time one of the launcher is used as an arm, and the second one is on the back, kind of like Energy or Walk. So yes, plus the little antenna. So it's full of little details like that, which really makes this combiner or this smoke, call it whatever you want, really a good mix of all the Slizer released in the 1999 and between 1999 and the year 2000. So yeah, it's a great mock with a great design, and seriously, apart some elements which don't mix well, for example, the axle of 4 instead of axle of 2, which may have looked better. The fact that this part there is no little parts to cover the axle, or the white and tan, which don't really mix well with other colors. So see, apart the still problems, it's a pretty good combiner. So I think you can be proud of you, Bethany Heck, for making this mock at a young age, of course, and to win. I think it's, well, yes, it's worth. I think this. I don't have the word. Excuse me, guys, but yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue because I just don't find the word I wanted to say. So yeah. By the way, bottom line, it's a great mock. It's a great mock and a nice combiner model, and I think it's a, yes, it's decent, and I can say yes because, well, also it's also the first time I really see a mock only made of Slizer parts, because, well, most of the time I saw some Slizer parts in combiners, in mock, excuse me, in creations, but these creations are full of bionicle parts, so it doesn't really count. And this time it's really the first time which just use Slizer parts, and even not Slizer parts from the big sets like Blaster or Million, or the Million set. No, it just use parts from the canister sets, if I can call this like that. So yeah, canister sets, excuse me. So yeah, good mock, good combiner model. Bethany Heck, you can be proud of you to have won with this mock, because it's really a great one. And I think that's all, guys. So that's all for my Slizers video reviews. Maybe when if I someday got all the complete collection of all the discs released, I will make a special video review, kind of like the one I made with my Kenoi Mask collection the last Christmas Day. So yeah, maybe, but for now, I think I am done with all the Slizers review. I reviewed all the sets, all the combiners model, even this one, which is an unofficial one. So yeah. Hope you enjoy, guys. Hope you enjoy the reviews. Hope you enjoy this combiner. Hope you enjoy this review. Hope you enjoy everything. And I think that's all for this review. So, yes, that's all. So, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the comment section. And see you tomorrow for another combiner model, but this time not from the Slizer toy line, but from some bionicle combiners model. So that's all. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.